In the last section, we set up a click event handler to our tray icon, which is used to display the main window on the screen. But we can't seem to actually dismiss the window once it's open. Sure, I can say click off to the code editor, but if I focus the Electron application again, that window is still visible on the screen. And so again, I really want to make sure that my user has the ability to dismiss the window by clicking on the icon again. To do so, we're going to add a conditional check inside of the tray click handler. By default right now, it's always attempting to show that window, but we can add a little check in here to figure out whether or not the window is currently visible. If it is visible, then we will instead hide the window, and if it's not visible, then we'll continue with showing it. So we can say if main window is visible. So here's another new method that's available on the browser window object. We can ask to see if the window is currently visible. By default, when we first create the browser window, it will not be visible because we passed in that show false flag. So if the window starts off as not being visible, or excuse me, if the window starts off being visible, then we can say that we want to hide it. Otherwise, we want to show it to the user. To hide the main window right here, well, I bet you can guess what the function for that is called. We can say main window.hide, like so. All right, time to test. We'll restart the application. Now, when I click on the icon, it shows the browser window, and if I click it again, it toggles it away. So definitely closer to what the user is probably expecting. Now, the next thing that we need to work on is to make sure that when this window actually appears, it is displayed in the correct location to the user. And so by that, I mean that when a user sees this window, they're really going to expect to see it up by the clock, right? Like if this window is tied to the icon, I really expect to see it appear up here on the top right-hand side. And likewise, if we're running this on Windows, I would expect to see it appear down here at the bottom right. So right now, clearly getting the window to display is nice, but we want to make sure that when it appears on the screen, it actually appears in the correct location. To do so, we can make use of another function with the main window called setBounds. The setBounds function controls exactly where on the screen the window will appear. Now, making use of setBounds is a little bit more complicated, so let's take a quick break, and then we're going to come back in the next section and figure out exactly how we're going to tell the main window where it's going to appear on the screen. So, I'll see you in just a second.